Hey everybody, Pox700 here, and today we're going to be doing a little video on my first impressions on the Blade 300X. So yeah, I've had this helicopter for about, let's see here, I think it's about a week and a half now. I've flown it quite a bit, and I have to say, overall, I like it a lot. It flies very nicely, and the handling is good. So, I guess first I'll show you kind of the system of where I went with my helicopters. So the very first thing I flew after little toy coaxes, whatever was this? It was MSRX. And when I first tried this, this thing was ridiculously difficult. It was so hard, I just could not fly it, and it took me a very long time to master it. So yeah, this is just a fixed pitch flybarless little thing. The next thing I did was the Nano CPX, which is very, very similar to the MSR, except it's collective pitch, which is really the only difference. And that was a much easier transition. This thing is really screwed up now, and it doesn't fly really, so that sucks. And then after that, I actually moved on to a big helicopter, the 300. So, as I'll show you, it has a canopy, which is just two body clips. Yeah, it's very flimsy material. I haven't crashed it yet though, so when that happens, we'll see how that holds up. Probably not too well. I did solder a Traxxas connector on it because the XT, they're always changing the name. First it's XT60, then it's TC3. I don't know, whatever. It's the little plastic these things, but they were so hard to pull apart. I had to use channel lock pliers just to get them apart. So soldered Traxxas onto there. That was all good. The motor seems to have plenty of power. It definitely goes up really quickly when you tell it to. Battery provides about 4 minutes of flight time, so it's not great, but it's okay. I'm probably gonna get another battery soon. Another thing that I really love about this helicopter is that it has a collective tail, unlike the SR, which is probably the main thing that really turned me off with the SR, was that it had a motor-driven tail, and those really suck when you're actually trying to fly around well. So yeah, I was really happy about the collective tail. Next, probably one of the only things let's just go over what I like first. It's very powerful. I like the belt-driven tail. Belt tension was good. Has very good speed. It's also has a very linear feel. That's one of the reasons why I love flybarless helicopters. It's very linear, and when you flip it, it feels very it's not soft exactly, but it just feels forgiving, and you know that it'll do what you want it to, and you really feel in control when you fly it. I can flip it and do some light 3D with it, so maybe I'll make a video of that for you guys. It has a lot of power. I have not fiddled around with the V-Steps, which is a flybarless control thing, too much. All I did is I took it from Sport to Pro mode, and then what else? I also added some pitch boost, which is a really nice feature. So I like the B-Stacks, it's great. It has 2 antennas, one on the this axis and that one on the tail. So that works well. 25 amp BC. The only thing is the battery was kind of being weird for the first few flights. Like, it would hit the low voltage cutoff, which is not fun on something this big. And then it would, I would have 2 cells of like 3.8, and then one at like 2.6. It was like really weird. It's better now though, so that's good. It runs pretty cool, except for the battery, which runs hotter than like the batteries on like my cars, for example. The servos are good. I like the composite swash. There's a little bit of play in these blade grips in the back though. So one upgrade that I really want for this thing, I have a Seox if you're on there, but I don't have Seox in there. I wish. One thing I really want is carbon fiber blades, because you might be able to see. Yeah, I have not crashed it like I said, but I dynamic rolled it twice. Not really sure if that counts. I mean, the blades weren't really spinning very fast, but it sort of just kind of tipped over. One time I hit the low voltage cutoff, so I was trying to bring it back to me really fast, and then the landing was screwed up. But it does do it will auto rotate. However, it does not have an auto rotation gear, so they're not as good as the like ones on like the 450 with an auto rotation gear, and also know that because if you're going from idle up to throttle hold, and then doing an auto rotation, it works really well. But from normal, the pitch curves are slightly different, even with my setup. So it'll kind of pop up like this, and then the blades will lose their speed, and yeah, you know how it works. But so the things I want are carbon fiber blades and the new battery. The wiring seems fine. It has a 25 amp SBC, which is good, I guess. I mean, that's fine for something this size. And it has a built-in BC, which is really nice. It has a DS76 servos. Yeah, you know, I mean, people say they strip when they crash, but like I said, I don't know yet, so we'll see. Aluminum tail boom, which is nice. Feels very rigid when you fly it, which I like. In the beginning, it felt a little mushy, but with the pitch boost, and I changed the control behavior to Pro, it really handles pretty well. It's really nice. I should make a flight video for you guys sometimes. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about it for now. I mean, I think I'll do a full review later, but this is just sort of like my kind of first impression sort of thing. Yeah. So also, its name is Alejandra. You know, and if you think naming RCs is stupid, then, well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, so that's fine, but whatever. Anyway, so that's sort of just my first impressions, kind of. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe. See ya.